Hey everybody, welcome back to Farming Simulator 25. This is Frankenmuth. I think I'm going to call it Frankenmuth Mega Farm Project, Episode 2. The workers still out there working on harvesting the wheat from the field we bought. Wonder if he'll stop or not. Nope. Okay, well that's okay. We'll just have to let that go. This worker's still fertilizing out here, and we're looking all right on there. When is cotton harvested? In October. So we do need to get the rest of this equipment up there and shore up with anything else we might have needed. Nearly full. Yeah, I saw it was nearly full a minute ago. So we're going to drive a bunch of equipment back to the farm and get it all parked up. And we'll see what else. We do need another tractor though, so that'll come with our first paycheck whenever that is. Until then, we're going to have to limp along on these individual tractors that we've got. So I'm going to kick us into a bit of a montage over getting all this stuff up to the farm.
Just like we're ready. Just like we're ready.
Oh, I just realized that is going to need a big truck. which means I can also get this little forklift doesn't actually transport. So I'm gonna have to get some sort of semi, and I might as well get something that little forklift can ride on. Doesn't act like a real vehicle. You can't tab to it. So it's basically a part of the flatbed system, which is fine. The more I look at the size of these fields, the more I realize we need a semi and various semi-trailers. Expect we have that big old chicken barn. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more equipment. It's coming, but we're gonna need something round about September, no, October, to harvest that. Well, we have the harvester, but we need some way of getting that cotton. And I doubt the telehandler can carry a cotton bale. Might be wrong, maybe it can. So we gotta think about getting a semi. Of course, this straw is a little bit out there. But we're also going to have to think about that. I don't know if that thing will even run on this. Or if this can even pull that trailer full of wheat. Let's see about semis real quick to see what we're looking into. Okay, not terrible. What did we buy last time? We bought like a Mack truck. I thought it was, oh, it was this Anthem 6x4. This guy has 400 horsepower and could pull various things. I don't know if it's, tandem short. Take off all of the extras. I'm not going to spend $5 grand on paint. We only need a day cab. Thing's not going very far. I wonder if this will work for what we need. It's definitely within our budget. So we're going to buy it and find out. And we're also going to pick up that Palfinger trailer again. That one's the cheaper one. That's the one we had. I am going to hope that you can actually pull the sides off this thing. Drop the sides down. Yeah. I think I like this better than the way it was, so I'm gonna buy it like that. But we are gonna change some coloring. What does that change? Okay. Lemon truck. Sure. Let's do it. Okay, now we're really pushing the edge. I'd really like to get the class tractor on mowing. So hopefully this guy can do some pulling. We'll find out. Well, it can definitely pull it as is. Can it pull it when it's full? I wonder if this is lifting. This will lift the front up like the low loader in the last series did. Man, these fields are a lot bigger than the fields in Poland. These are like standard American fields. Get lined up, okay. Well, we might as well drive. What do you do to, oh, it's considered a telehandler. Huh. Well, how do we turn it off? Okay. Well, that works for me. Well, having this will actually allow us to load things on the train, even if, assuming that the price difference is big enough to make it worth actually unloading a truck worth of pallets onto the train flatbed car. But anyway, we've got a lot of work to do already here in August. This is an entirely different beast from the Polish map. We're going to spend a lot more time in each month, or at least each month that we spend time in. And it's looking to me like we can do some serious forestry work if we wanted to. There's plots of land here with massive amounts of trees on them. So now the question is, can I drop just the back and just shove eggs in? Or is it going to be some weird situation here? We don't have a lot of eggs yet. But we gotta drop this guy off. Which I guess means we have to deploy it. And then we can lose the trailer too. But no, actually we gotta figure something out with the trailer. And open the rear panel. And side tailgates. And open the side panels. Wow. Yep, okay, cool. Apparently with the side panels there is not much leeway. Alright, well, we've got to get, before we can take that guy down, we got to get this guy over and figure out how to get him over to working on mowing that grass. We're gonna mow it flat. No, we're gonna mow it for silage and get silage going, and then next mow will be hay. Already have a full tank. Well, it wouldn't be much different even with the bigger tank on the mod one, and there's good reasons behind not using that mod one again. But maybe we have to go around. I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna buy at least this one and probably the other one, but we're gonna wait until maybe next year when they're... Okay, except that there's no way to get on there without driving all the way around. Wow. I think this may call for a small shed over there with all of the wood, all of the lawn tools in it. Including another lawn tractor dedicated. Except when maybe we need it. Okay, this is... Yeah, I'm frankly a little shocked, I'm in a little bit of a... having a little bit of culture shock. having spent 172 episodes, 172, 116 episodes in Poland with the weird small fields. I guess they're weird. Whatever, the Polish small fields. And thinking that we had big fields. And then we look at these fields. And I mean, Riverbend doesn't have fields this size either. So, crazy still. But, okay, this is our grass field. And since we're going to be doing silage, we're going to want it to be... What are you doing? Okay, that was real weird. We want work mode, swath dropping. Okay, that's working on that. We gotta go dump this trailer and pick up. Oh man. Yeah, this is gonna be tough. I wonder if that... I'm not gonna drive it all the way over here this time, but I wonder if that semi has a standard trailer hookup. I recall being able to hook up to standard trailers with some of the semis. The Mac this time didn't, but maybe that one does. But for now, we're going to get back to it. So I've had several thoughts during that last interlude. One of which is that there's no rules on this series about not taking loans, so I could take a loan, which would help. There's no rules against leasing, so I probably could have leased a few of these machines instead of like the cotton harvester. I probably could have leased the cotton harvester and the bale trailer and just used them once a year when I needed to. That would have freed up a bunch of money for another big tractor. I'm going to need at least one more big tractor, probably two. And I'm going to need, I'm thinking mother bin and chaser bin type situation. would be better than just a little tractor and a trailer. At least a chaser bin into a bigger trailer, but probably some sort of large size field mother bin. We're talking like the WMB here walkabout. Put this guy in the field, 141,000, and maybe one of these behind a decent horsepower tractor for on the go at 46. Oop, that actually can get bigger, I think. Yeah, 70. So I wonder if that biggin can get bigger. No, okay. But yeah, we need at least that stuff. Like this one field is gonna, I'm not even, I'm a little daunted by how much straw is gonna be in here. I'm gonna put 250,000 liters of straw into one of those hay barns I've got over there. And then I'm gonna either leave or sell the rest immediately. We're also gonna need, I have to take a look at that mother bin again. Yeah, that's a normal hookup, so that gets pulled by a big old tractor. Yeah, so that and that, so that's 350 for those. We're gonna need another big old tractor. We won't need fronts on these, so I can actually think about getting something like this guy here. A 9R. Although, well, that can be useful too. Well, we could go, you know, some wheel weights. A big old front weight. Although we won't actually necessarily need that. So 700, so a million. I need another million. And that just gets me one more tractor. That's not even that. Alright, hopefully that guy's gonna actually come back and do the rest of his job. I guess we're just gonna leave the rest of that stuff down there until we need it. Or until I get a chance to go down and get it. But this combine's almost full again, so I'm gonna have to go. Not gonna have to, gonna want to empty it and maybe, oh, it's gonna go do the other side. It's gonna skip this bit. Why are you gonna skip this bit, man? Have you considered how easy it would have been to pick it up right now instead of coming back for it? Or are you working on the hourly? You on the hourly plan? This is hourly work. Yeah. Typical. don't need to be undercover. Alright, which one is which? Alright, we got fert, and herbicide. Let's work on that herbicide first. Well, I guess it would behoove us to take a loan to get a tractor that can at least run that. Just want to have a quick look. Yep, miscellaneous, 5 million. Take a loan that can at least get us enough to run the Bergman shuttle. Requires 300 horsepower. So we need a 300 plus tractor to run that. Probably also be able to run a few other things. So if we look at tractors, can we get a medium at 300? Get a New Holland. A Stair is also a possibility. I personally quite like fence, as you might notice. I think so. That in the setup we'd want it to be in, which definitely be wide plus weights. And 303 horsepower. So 289. So we need a 300K loan for that. We're going to borrow money. Yeah, okay. So we're going to borrow 300,000 and buy that immediately, get on the loan. But so we'll need to end up with about 350. All right, that's good enough. All right, so we go straight to the 700 Vario. It's just going to barely run that, but that's fine. And we had it set up for... We had it set up for large plus weights, but it doesn't really need large. In fact, medium might be better. Yeah, I think we'll go with this. We're going to buy that. Might as well bring something home with it. Now, my intent will be to pay this loan off as soon as possible. Okay, nearly full. But we gotta get straw off the ground. We gotta get grass off the ground into the silage pits. We're probably gonna want to buy a leveler. In fact, I should have bought a leveler. Absolutely should have bought a leveler. I could have driven it home with me right now, was my point, actually. But now I have to go get it. And I need that liquid fertilizer tank. So, because I'm not going to buy it in... I'm not going to buy it in pallets for this kind of scale. So we're going to need to think about where that's going to get put. This feels like one of the larger equipment things where we need to put it in the big haul. It doesn't know how to do that, which is fine. think after some reflection on the sheer amount of straw that's on a field like this, that square bales may actually be a better proposition. Especially if we can get something that pushes the bales directly onto a big trailer. Not 100% sure, but I do feel like that's might make things a little better. Can you imagine planting this field in corn and forage harvesting it? Or planting this field in poplar and forage harvesting it? We're on an easy economy here, so that would be intense. It's going to take 5 lines basically to completely fill my straw barn. And I'm annoyed that they're a little tiny bit off, but I guess that's what I get for not being perfectly 100% sure. Once we've got some more productions over here in Production Village, we'll do some painting and actually gravel or asphalt it out. I do like the solid flatness of all of this land, though. That is certainly nice. And yeah, the wheat harvest is done. We gotta go get that. Gotta go get that truck out of the field. But we're looking at some serious straw. I don't have anywhere to keep it. If I had bales, I could at least stack the bales somewhere and then worry about selling them later. But as it is, I'm going to have to drive this thing down somewhere, or I don't know if the bio heating plant accepts straw or not. I don't think it does. Go selling points. Okay, biomass heating plant does accept straw. So we could buy one of those nearby and just sell our straw to it at whatever price, like our overage. We already know that a tiny grass field and a couple of small straw producing crops, not tiny, tiny compared to these fields, and a couple of straw producing crops are gonna, I'm gonna look at that again just for the sake of, okay, it's not gonna take hay though, or grass. So we still have that. So what else, what other options do we have here? Big Farmer's Kiosk. Yeah, show me what else you've got. What all will you buy? Will you buy grass and straw and hay? Looks like no. A farmer's market. What will you buy? You'll buy like raw cotton, barrels. Right, so maybe we need a farmer's market out here on our land over there in Production Village. It looks like hay or grass. There's our straw. What's different from the Frankenmuth one? That looks like grass. And that's hay. Okay, and how big is that? That's not too terribly big. I have to figure out where. Yeah, so we could put that like over here somewhere and be able to sell our straw to it close by. Or we could create 100 straw bales, plus keep our straw barn full. I think we are going to want the big and self-propelled sprayer though. Like the biggest one. We're going to want all the biggest tools. These fields are massive. I'm a little bit annoyed that none of the fields seem to be square. There is no just square field. There's always, every single field here has a cutout with an unbuyable house on it. All right, well, back to foraging straw. Okay, I'm gonna cut this off right here, this field, and we're gonna put a shed and maybe the sheep out here. Maybe. but at least a shed with the grass cutting stuff in it. We're also going to get a 160, 170 horsepower tractor that's going to be the dedicated grass cutting tractor. But I don't need to bring this grass. I don't need to bring this grass gear back. So we're gonna store that on these people's land, even though it should be my land. I'm gonna send this guy back to the property on a go-to. I guess we might as well take the rest of our wheat over. Once we have those 13 and 12 or whatever it is, the other piece of that puzzle, so we own that whole chunk there, or some weird shaped part of it, but own it all the way through. Then we can run a road down it and do something, put the cows and whatnot there too. Look here, 276,000 wheat plus whatever's in the chicken house. Yeah. Then we're gonna have to lose that flag, because I think I'm gonna want to be able to extend that silo. I'm gonna put some silo extensions on it. But for the moment, we can toss these guys in here, because we've got a lot more forage wagon-y stuff to do. We'll keep the forage wagon for work on doing silage. Oh God. Holy cow, I can't believe we made that. Forgot. Totally forgot. But at least these are straight and don't cut straight angly across fields. What I do know is that that grass field will probably not be a grass field forever. I think these Lego, or not Lego, but these puzzle piece fields will become grass fields. Alright, back to foraging. Alright, that's going to be about it for today, man. Talking lots of work. Now, it might look weird to have the leveler on the back. But it really does actually flatten things out better this way. If I want to push it around, I can either back up or I can put it on the front, which I might want to do here. Well, we are at 98%, 97%, whatever. And we have quite a bit of silage. 376,000. I feel like we're doing pretty good. I don't know how many more loads I'm going to be able to get into the thing. I feel like I should be able to just fill her up. Maybe if I had, that might actually be the play here for these guys. That might be the play. Is that haw? There was an auger wagon that I had been eyeing for the wood chips, but I could see that being something we could use to fill these things, although I'm not sure how. Maybe I don't think there is a forage wagon with an auger, although that would be pretty bomb. But that's looking not bad for the moment. We've still got probably half that field to do. I'm thinking I might bring the windrower out, the tedder out and the windrower out, and do the rest of it as hay, or almost the rest of it. 376,000 liters of silage is going to be pretty good. Gonna get some stuff done. I haven't done any more on the hay, on the straw. That's a lot of straw there too. I think I'm gonna have to go with square bales for a lot of it. Now the silage will still be done with some sort of forage wagoning type deal, but I think baling it makes more sense rather than a trip back to the barn every 50,000 liters. It's already enough that I'm having to do that over here. I'm thinking I might make... Ooh, hello. Thinking I might make 11 into the cows. All of the ungulates, cows, water buffalo, goats, and sheep. And then I make 12 into a couple of, or cut 12 across the bend there and run a road down there by 13 as well. Probably carve that out. Maybe even just turn that all into more production village. And maybe the bottom part of 13 can actually be what it is where the bottom part of 13 could also be a grass field. So if we cut the top part of 12 off and the bottom part of 13 and leave those, and then carve out that whole centerpiece to be production village and storage and other things, then we're talking good stuff here, because these fields are big enough. I could see needing maybe 4 spinneries and 2 Tailor shops just to handle the cotton I'm going to get. Especially if I were to do something like by 22 and fill it with cotton, or 10, or any of these other 16 could be cotton. These fields are really big, so for what we've got, you know, for what I'm used to. So we'll see about all of that. I don't like the look of 5, 6, and 7. That looks like they have some sort of, yeah, that whole line looks like it has some sort of power lines running across it. I'm betting that's what it is. Yep, right straight across the field. Well, I guess it's not terrible. Well, here's another farm that we probably can't buy. Yep, you can't buy it there, and you can't buy it there. Well, lots of farms you can't buy. Now, the map maker says there are 3 farms on this thing that are purchasable, but I don't necessarily believe him, because that's not a farm. Oh man, we got piles of something over here. Somebody's got a problem with weeds. Is that gravel? That must be gravel. Unless that's sugar beets. Is this the old sugar beet? Yeah, these are massive piles of beets. Wow. What are they doing with these? Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll catch you next time.